when you need a whole town full of people and you gotta paint them up quick. Let's take a look at Wizkids Townspeople and Accessory Pack and Army Painter Speed Paints right after the drop. Oh man, we've got a really nice set here. My son picked this up for me for Christmas. I've been sitting on it for a little while, and the last video I did, I needed some townsfolk, and I had to go back to my paper minis, and I thought, what am I doing? I gotta get these painted. And I just so happened to get some speed paints, so I thought, what a great opportunity to check out both things. And then the Army Painter Speed Paint Starter Kit is what I picked up. And it's got a Zealot Yellow, a Fire Giant Orange, a Blood Red, Hive Dweller Purple, High Lord Blue, Orc Skin, Pallid Bone, Crusader Skin, Hardened Leather, and a Gravelord Grey. A nice array of starter paints, lots of different colors, enough to really get you started painting off your minis. And in fact, I'm going to do my best to stay to only the starter paints or the speed paints. I do use a metallic for some weapons and a wood, an oak brown for some wooden bits and pieces. And I do stray a little bit. I use my Mississippi mud for the ground, but other than that, they are completely done with the Army Painter Speed Paints. You can see I've placed them on the metal washers, or the fender washers. I much prefer them with the fender washers. They're a little heavier, and it also works for my storage options, where I have a stacking Tupperwares lined with magnetic paper. So all the pieces really do stay in place for most travel, and I find that super helpful, very useful. Here's some of the other pieces inside that Townspeople and Accessory set. And these merchant pieces, the shells and that armor stand and these two merchant stalls really have my creative juices flowing. So once I get all these little townsfolk together, I can't wait to go one step further and build them my own accessories and such. But all in due time. The first color I turn towards is the High Lord Blue. I just put a little bit on my wet palette there and pick up the first figure, the fishmonger, and just start painting away. And I am struck with how fun and awesome these paints are. The recesses get filled in as though you were using a wash, but the paint covers like a standard base coat. And in the thinner areas, you can see that it's actually trying to create a lighter tone or a highlight. I'm immediately impressed with the paints and enjoy swapping in figure after figure, picking out points that are blue and trying to paint the model cleanly so that the other layers can be other different colors from the set. Next, I'm going to try the Hardened Leather. And man, oh man, if I was pleased with the blue, I'm absolutely in love with this Hardened Leather. A couple of the figures, they looked like they were in majority leather type outfits and armor pieces. This particular, I don't know, bandit leader or possibly a thief. Maybe the leader of the Thieves Guild. I just love these figures. And the more I paint them, the more I love them. But look at the way this color goes on. I'm absolutely pumped. I'm swapping from figure to figure, loving these speed paints so far. Next up, I try out their Orc Skin color. Clearly, this is for orcs and goblins, but I'm not painting orcs and goblins. I'm painting townsfolk. And so I decided to pick out some bits and pieces that I want green. I've got this thief / forest ranger here. He's forest ranger because I've painted him green. Anyway, just like the rest of these colors, so far so good. The green goes on really nice, and I really like the way it looks on these townsfolk. Next up is their Gravelord Grey, and this one's going to be really important. I've got a couple different assassin figures in this set. Lots of stuff that's going to be black or a dark gray color, so this really needs to work out well, and it does. I'm pretty happy with it. It goes on kind of light, but ends up drying a bit darker than the way it looks wet. And overall, I am extremely happy with the Gravelord Grey and what it does to the minis. I also painted with some other colors, flesh and the red and the yellow, and here you see my townsfolk all gathered together, all painted as far as I could with just the speed paints. But you see some of them here, like this bandit, or maybe he's an arena fighter. He's got a sword that needs to be colored in a gunmetal, and then some of them have weapons that have wooden bits and pieces. So I've broken out my oak brown and got them all painted up and looking good. Now they've dried a bit, and my only issue is that some of them end up having spots, and you need to go back and kind of touch them up a little bit, but it's really not that big a deal. Overall, I am absolutely in love with the speed paints from Army Painter. Great job, everybody over there at Army Painter. Thumbs up from me, Broken Terrain. Hopefully that means something to you. Now the bases need to get flocked. I'm going to hit them with some super glue, dunk them in my craft sand. Why? Because I'm trying to get these done nice and quick. You could just use white PVA, brush it on, dip them in the sand, and let that dry. But I was in a hurry. If you're going to speed paint, then let's do this. Once the glue, however method you choose, dries, go ahead and hit them with the matte black paint and matte Mod Podge combination. That's going to lock all that sand down and give you a black base coat to start for your base. I'm going to keep these simple. Again, the idea was to speed paint and get 19 of these little buggers done fast. So once the base coat of black dries, I'm going to go back over them with Mississippi mud, hit the whole darn thing. Once the Mississippi mud dries, it's time for that white PVA glue. Paint it on there really good, and then we're going to hit it with the turf flocking. I'm just going to sprinkle it all over, get it covered really well. These figures here are not going to have any kind of special bases or anything like that. These are my background people, my background players, people that need to be saved, or people that are put in harm's way that the heroes need to help, or if they turn villainous, people they can prey upon. But overall, Wizkids, incredible job. I love these figurines and sculpts. Army Painter speed paints. I'm in love with you guys. What an incredible product. And this is another product. If you're painting minis with your children and they don't have the kind of patience for a base coat and then a wash and a highlight, these are the way to go. Everything's done in one coat. Even if they spill it past the lines, they still look amazing. I love these things. The speed paints were incredible, and now I've got an amazing array of townsfolk for my adventures. I'm super excited. It's a big thumbs up from for both these products from me, and I'm going to give you a detailed look of each figure and how they look in the Army speed paint. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, please smash that like button. If you want to see more, do not forget to subscribe. I try to get a video done every week, every other week if my schedule gets crazy. Either way, I'm always putting content out, and I would appreciate your subscription. Thank you so much. Share this video with family and friends, people who you think would really enjoy this content, or maybe they're into this stuff and they're unsure. Should I try those new paints? Should I try those new figures? How do I make terrain for my tabletop pieces? Share this content with them. They'll thank you for it. Anyway, that's all for me. Thank you so much, everybody. As always, like each other, love each other, and craft on. And I'm just going to let the video play through so that you can see all 19 of these speed painted minis. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night, or morning, or afternoon, whenever you watch this. Thank you so much.